What is going on, everybody? How are we all doing? And welcome back today to the Rotation Road to Glory on FIFA 18, where again today we're going to be discussing a topic, but this time it's a bit more current and really involved in what is currently going on FIFA. Of course, the last couple of episodes we've been talking like major issues with the game and big not problems, but big issues with the game, whether that be for the good or the bad. Today we're going to be discussing an upcoming event. While I'm talking about all this, in the background you're going to be seeing our squad battles rewards. You're going to be seeing some marquee matchups. You're going to be seeing an informed walkout poll. You're also going to be seeing us complete the MVP / Player of the Year SBC, whatever you want to call it. So all of that's been going to be going on in the background, and then I also want to show you the current team that we're using, what we're playing towards, and yeah, just future plans for the team in general. But the main thing I want to cover today is the Player of the Month, which is what we're going to be building towards, as you're going to see when we switch to the current team. But yeah, the Player of the Month, the voting is closed, and a lot of people actually thought that the Player of the Month was going to be released, as you'll see in this video, today. So this will be coming out on Friday, and most people thought that the Player of the Month award was going to be, the SBC itself was going to be coming out today. But EA have tweeted, or it's out there somewhere, that it's not going to be awarded until next week. So Friday next week. I can't remember exactly what the date is, but a week from when this video goes live, that day. Now, whether that means that the winner gets announced today as you're seeing this, but the SBC doesn't come out until next week, or whether that means nothing is revealed until next week, I genuinely have no idea. But I think most people can agree that the award itself is torn between two potential winners, and that is Leroy Sane and Kevin De Bruyne. Now, this is where it gets really, really interesting, because to me, I think Kevin De Bruyne should get the award. I think he's been the best player in the Premier League over the last month. However, I really want Leroy Sane to win it for FIFA purposes, which is why, as I see in the team and the live section of the video, I'll be doing the things that I've been doing with the squad, trying to prepare for a Sane one, but also not trying to shoot myself in the foot if there is a Kevin De Bruyne one. Now, there are other potential winners, obviously, but I think it's fair to say that it's going to be between those two. I think anyone else, realistically, if you're voting for a Zaha, who has still had a good month, or a Glenn Murray, who again, of course, has still had a good month, I almost feel like it's a wasted vote, because to me, he's definitely between De Bruyne and Sane. And when I've been asking people and doing polls on Twitter, it's always been Sane that's been coming out on top very marginally. However, De Bruyne, for me, like I say, is the player that deserves it the most in reality, and he did actually win the Manchester City Player of the Month award, even though that has no bearing on the Premier League one. It's interesting to see how the two compare. So it's definitely going to be between Sane and De Bruyne, and that is now going to be next week. Now, because that's been put off to next week, a lot of people were speculating why that's the case. I think the international break's a large part of it, because obviously when they give out the awards, they want to be giving them out to the clubs, and not when the players are back in the clubs right now, because everyone's out on international duty. And also, they've announced today on Twitter that there is going to be a new thing starting, as you're seeing this again today, called the Path to Glory. Now, as I talk to you about this, I have not got a clue what this is going to entail. They've just said that there's going to be live players, there's going to be SBCs, and I assume there's going to be packs and stuff as well. Now, all we know is that it's called Path to Glory, and there's like a silhouette of like a city in the logo. Now, a lot of people are speculating that that could be Russia, and that means it's something to do with the World Cup. You know, Path to Glory, World Cup coming up, the qualifiers are happening tonight as I record this, so there's a good chance it could be something to do with that. But it's going to be really, really interesting to see what exactly they're going to be giving us. So, are there going to be cards that grow as the teams go further in the competition? Is it going to be something that we've never seen before in FIFA ever before? It's just genuinely really, really exciting to see what they've got planned, and hopefully it's going to be something completely different that freshens up the game, because there's a lot of people saying that this game's stale, and I don't agree. I think there's been lots of new content, but it's interesting to see. I think this year, so many people are approaching the game in different ways. There's people like myself that are just pretty, like I solely at this point, are pretty much doing squad battles, a little bit of seasons gameplay, and that's it. Because to me, it's an enjoyable thing to do. It doesn't stress me out, and it's also a way of building up the club. And I mean, you can see the club that we got on this account in the background and in the live section of the video. To think that we've achieved that just by playing a single player mode in Ultimate Team is, you know, that would have been unthinkable last year and in previous FIFA. So that's really cool. Then you got people that play a lot of FUT Champions. There's people that do just seasons. There's people that do just drafts. So there's so many aspects of the game that people do differently now. Lots of people, there's so many different ways to play FIFA now, which is what I'm saying, which is really, really cool. So, like I say, I'm mainly focusing on squad battles. I'm playing very, very little online, partly because I work, obviously. So when it comes down to, you know, if you've got a few games to play, I've just been doing the squad battles games, and then if I'm working weekends, you know, I'm never going to have a chance to fit in the FUT Champions games and squad battles, and to me, squad battles, you know, I'm guaranteed 40k, I'm guaranteed a couple of mega packs, and although the rewards themselves haven't been incredible over the last couple of weeks, I think it's a safe bet, and it's a good way to grow the club without stressing out too much about it, which I really, really enjoy. But at this point, I'm going to cut to the live feed, if you like, of the current account, and I'm going to show you exactly how we're getting on and what we're building towards. So you can see squad battles in the background. I'm on 33,000 points, just shy of Elite 1, but I can play the featured squad if I wanted to get over it, but I tend to leave that as a backup game if I need to. Other things I want to show you, and the main thing that I want to show you is the squad. Now, currently we're using this, which is pretty much a very, very cheap hybrid squad. It's mainly Premier League, but there's a, in fact, now it's a nice hybrid, let's be honest. It's a nice hybrid, isn't it? We've got a bit of La Liga in there, we've got a bit of Calcio in there, and we've got Prem as well. And the reason I'm using this team, I mentioned already that I'm really hoping that Sane gets Player of the Month, and a lot of these players, I think if Sane does get Player of the Month, there'll be like a Premier League 83, 84 rated squad, or something where you need an 83 or 84 rated squad. So I bought a few players in that I personally wouldn't mind trading in if that's what it came to. So people like Pedro, you know, we got him for 4k. If he can need an 84 rated squad, I'll happily trade him in. Firmino's the same, 83 rated, cost me 6k. Maybe I wouldn't trade him Firmino, I did want to try him anyway, but he's someone that if, you know, push came to shove and I needed to trade him in, it wouldn't bother me. We bought Sane in because I figured you might need him in some way. I'd be very surprised. I mean, he's not a super expensive player anyway. And by the way, he has been exceptional for me so far. 5 games, 8 goals and 3 assists, which is another reason I really want the Player of the Month one. Because if it's anywhere near this card, which it should be better than this card, then it will be absolutely incredible. We also, you've seen in the background footage, we also packed 86 Leno's in form. Now, if you need a German team or a high rated in form, I will happily trade him in. He's only worth about 60-70k, and we've already got a tradable Courtois we can use in goal, which is why I also bought in Samuel Umtiti, because A, he's 83 rated, he only costs 4k again, just over, and he's a strong link to Leno, so if you do need chemistry in that kind of team in any way, that is also very handy. We've been in a lot of chopping and changing with teams, it's got to be said, and one of the players I used quite a bit was Moussa Dembele's inform card. You can currently get this guy for about 17k, and I would highly recommend it. I'll put it on Twitter. He's got incredible stats. You can see for me, 36 games played, 38 goals and 34 assists, but when you look at him, he's tall, he's got decent pace, he's got 4-star skills, he's got great strength, so he's a card that I would definitely recommend you guys try. And something else I wanted to show you was on the transfer list, where, like I said, we've been rotating teams. Well, when I say we've been rotating teams quite a lot, basically, I bought Pogba, absolutely loved him, but we paid 495k for him, ended up dropping loads in price because of Black Friday and all this stuff that's coming up supposedly. So a lot of people were selling off. He dropped significantly in value, down to 454, which is what we sold him for. So including tax and everything, we basically lost 60k on Pogba, which is terrible, terrible news. But I'm glad I did sell him, because if you look at how much he's going for now, I believe we would have lost almost 100k, because I think he's currently going for, let's just have a quick look, Pogba, I think last time I checked he was about 420 maybe a bit over that. Let's have a quick look. It's just for 430. Can you get it for 430? Oh, you know, you can't get it for 430. So it has bounced back a little bit, but still he is significantly less than what we paid for him, or is he? Yeah, he is 443. So still, it's still a little bit less than what we paid for him, but he has bounced back a little bit, I will say. Now, one thing I do want to look at, because obviously what we do now realistically depends on if Sane gets Player of the Month. If he does get Player of the Month, I've got a team in mind that I would like to build. Now, I don't know exactly what I want to do, but this is the kind of rough idea. I'm going to stick with the 4-3-2 one because I've really been enjoying it. I'm going to use Jesus as a strong link at striker. He's someone that we've used before and I really, really enjoy. Nainggolan's 100% going to be in there, whether he's here or on the other side. I've not decided yet. It depends what else we do with the team. But I really like the idea of this guy here, Joshua Kimmich, playing as a central midfield card. Now, obviously, this is his second inform card. He currently plays as a right back in this card, this variation, and all his cards on this game are right back. But when you look at his stats and look how much he goes for, I think he's about 70, 60k right now, maybe low 70s, yeah, 74k right there. And you look at some of his stats, I think for a central midfielder, he'll be absolutely incredible. Let me just quickly click the camera off and on again, because that's running out of time on the old timer. But yeah, I think when you look at his stats, he's an 86 rated card, 76 pace, 86 dribbling, 74 shooting, 85 defending, 81 physical, and 89 passing. Incredibly well rounded. He's high medium, 5'9", decent weak foot. He hasn't got skill moves, unfortunately, but then again, you look at some of these stats, he is incredibly well rounded, and I think well, I looked on FootWiz, and if you put a chemistry style on him, even on the 3 or 4 chem that would be on, because I think after he played 10 games with the Lords of Ernest and with the Rock Manager, he'd be on 4 chem. Even with the chemistry style on 4 chem, he will be an 88 rated central midfielder, which is crazy. That's what his in-game attributes would equate to, which is ridiculous. So I want to try him out. I also would really like to get Mbappe and Neymar as a couplet up there as well, and potentially get Fernandinho and someone else as a strong link to Sane. But all this realistically massively depends on if Sane, if he gets Player of the Month card and how much it costs, because you can see we've currently got just shy of 450k. I could sell Dembele, I could sell a few other things as well to get us over 450k, but right now we've got a lot of things that I think put us in good stead for Sane if he does get the Player of the Month card. We've got a couple of informed Germans, we've got informed Ginter as well as informed Leno. We've got informed Dembele, who I've not sold him just yet because we bought him for 21, he's going for 17, and I think if you do need an inform, he's a nice easy one to link into high rated players, especially if you have a look. We've also got, you saw with Pat today, Dimitri Payet, who we could link into him straight away for a nice link and a nice rating. We've got some decent rated players here. I've invested in a couple of Schalke players. Of course, that's a team that Sane used to play for. Not a ton of them. We've got Farman in. We've got Nastasic in there as well somewhere, I believe. But we've got a few 84s, a few 83s. So I think if it did come out, we would definitely have to buy players for him. But I think we have got some of the more expensive things that you might need, like I said, the informs. You know, if you need a Man City inform, that could cause a problem for us because there's Otamendi and Fernandinho and Jesus. All of them are going to be quite expensive, but I reckon it's going to be around the 200k mark to complete. If he's any more than that, I really want to do him. Really want to do him, guys. But if he ends up being more than 250k, I'm not going to do him, I don't think. So that's a lot of money, especially for someone that hasn't got the 4-star skill moves, even though he's incredible. But we'll see how I'm feeling about it. Like I say, with the players we've got, I don't think it'll cost us any more than 200k. I'll be surprised, to be honest, if the thing costs 200k as a whole anyway. I mean, when you look at the price of the previous ones we've had, you know, I think maybe 150k, 200k all in would be about right. So we'll have to see just how much he is, but it's something that I really want to do. If De Bruyne ends up getting it, then, although I'd love to get him, and 446k plus what we got in the club might be enough to get him, it will be literally everything that we got, I think, to get De Bruyne, and then we wouldn't be able to get those coins back, obviously, so I don't think we'd do De Bruyne, unfortunately. So we're praying for Sane to get the Player of the Month. I think if he does get it, like I've just said, we'll be in a pretty good position to complete him relatively easily, although saying that, I'm sure EA will be hitting us with a curveball, as they always like to do for these things. But yeah, that is pretty much everything up to date, really, on the road to glory. I think a lot's going to change next week, depending on, like I say, who gets Player of the Month and what exactly this path to glory is. I'm trying to look after the coins and make sure that we can get the Player of the Month, because, like I say, once we've done the squad battles, we'll have another 40k. We'll be pushing on towards 500k again at that point, and you know, I think we're going to be in a pretty comfortable position when it comes to unlocking Sane. Hopefully it will be Sane. That's going to be the deal break here. If it's De Bruyne, won't be doing it, and we'll be building a different kind of team. If it's Sane, then you've seen the kind of idea for the team that we want to do, and hopefully that can be the case, because I'm really excited for it. But that is going to end off this video without any further ado, lads. I hope you did enjoy it. If you did, leave a big thumbs up on it, as always. Always appreciate that. And leave your thoughts in the comment section down below, who you're hoping gets Player of the Month, and what you think this path to power is going to be. Although, saying that, as you see this video, I think you're going to know what it's going to be. So, yeah, love to hear any thoughts in the comments down below anyway. Regardless, lads, I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll speak to you next time. Nidge out.